Making some my coffee here. A little mug right there. Use the bigger glass and I can get two coffees for one in this big one, which is pretty nice. So, hope everyone's doing good. Well, it is a beautiful morning out here, and I'm going to have some coffee and stretch, and hopefully the sun's going to come out very soon, and I'm going to go for a walk. And hope everybody's doing good out there. Got an exciting morning with kitties outside, and little birds getting chased. So anyways, I'm going to go get my coffee. Oh yeah, it's good. It's really good. See, this is decaf. It's decaf. Yes, I drink decaf because I love coffee, and then and I was drinking a lot of coffee, and my blood pressure was really high, so I switched over to decaf. Yay for me! And my blood pressure came down. So it's it makes a difference. So, and decaf is good. It's not as good. It's not as rich, I don't think. And so that part is a bummer. But it's still pretty good. And I still enjoy it. Enjoying coffee is one of my favorite things. It took me a while, actually. I didn't always enjoy it, and I preferred hot chocolate, and and my niece Sage told me that if I really enjoyed coffee, I wouldn't use cream or sugar. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. She's probably right, though. I think iced coffee is good when you brew it and then you pour it right over ice, and then you don't need sugar or cream with it that way. But it has to be a really hot day if I'm going to drink iced coffee. Otherwise, no, I want my coffee the way I like my coffee. Anyways, so here we go, drinking coffee. So I haven't really talked in a while to anybody for too long. I talked with my son, Jake, on the phone recently, a few days ago. And I've, texted people. But actually talking on the phone is one of the things that I stay clear from and steer clear from. So... but texting is, my preferred way. So, anybody has a problem with that, that's too bad, and I'm sorry to hear that. But that's how it is for me. So every now and then, yes, I do talk on the phone, and that's great. So, just not very often. Anyways, there's a whole mountain of reasons that it's hard to talk anyways. It's hard to talk in person. It's easier for me to talk in person, and but I've always been pretty good at saying goodbye quickly. I think that's always been one of my skills, and because we're moving, and when you're going to move all the time, then you don't really make too many attachments. And that, when I was growing up, I wouldn't know how to get anyone's phone number. And not like today, anyways. I knew about the phone book, but when you're a kid and you're moving all the time, it's just more fun. And I had a big family, so talking, more surface level. But I like to go deep, and so I found it very hard to find people to be deep with. And what is deep? What do I mean by that? About feelings, I guess, is how I would describe what it is I'm trying to express, expressing feelings. And I know that I have a hard time expressing certain feelings. Some feelings are way easier to express, and everybody appreciates happy feelings, but do they appreciate really sad feelings? Or really bad feelings, or angry feelings? What kind of feelings do people, including myself, what type of feelings do we have that make the world go round, And we have all those feelings, and sometimes our feelings make it so that we can't talk to anyone else, or a very few people. And there's good reason for it, and I don't need to go into all the reasons. Most people know why they don't talk to certain people. They usually know, or they know that they need space. And it has nothing to do with anyone else. Any type of issue I have inside of me that is making me feel a certain way is my issues. It's all up to me. You can't make me have fun at Disneyland. Only I can make myself have fun at my Disneyland. My life can either be Disneyland or it could be a nightmare before Christmas. What is my life going to be, and how do I define my life isn't up to you. And just like how you define your life isn't up to me. It's not up to me to say who you are, what you are talking about, or anything. It's not up to me. I can have my own opinion, of course, just as everyone has an opinion. And it's great, and I'm happy for everyone to find out who they are. And who are we? Are we someone worth speaking to? That's probably the main question. Are you going to answer the phone to the bill collectors of your life? And what bill are they collecting? Do I have a bill to pay to this bill collector? I don't know. And I'm speaking about relationships, because all relationships are a give and take of emotional credit, let's say. And so, each interaction that you get to have with another person, and I say get to have, because we don't get to choose how long someone is here for, which is pretty painful. That makes our ego really upset, usually, that we couldn't change the outcome to something. And it's understandable. Us as humans, we are very stubborn. And I speak from experience. About being stubborn. Having needs, having wants, having desires, being not perfect, having sweaty hands, sweaty feet. So everybody, you all know my secrets now. I'm not perfect. Don't claim to be, but I strive to be the best I can be. Even if what I'm going through puts me through extreme sorrow. So if I'm suffering from sorrow, and I have, and I do, from a sadness, I'm going to do it the best I can. If that makes any sense, I will embrace this agony that I know other people go through too. There's this horrible agony of sorrow and sadness, and I've had it for so long that and I didn't want to talk about it with anyone because I was trying to figure it all out, how to overcome this sorrow and sadness. And so my conclusion is, well, I don't want to rub it off on anyone else. I just need to keep my own mouth to myself, because the more I say, the more I am hurting inside, and the hurt needs to be healed and loved and respected. And so, it's like walking on a tightrope. Because I know that this is all up to me to overcome my own sorrow, just like I can't make you overcome your sorrow. And whose right is it to take away my sorrow? I earned my sorrow. And it's been really tough. And a lot of people know that sorrow can be very beautiful. I was walking down the sidewalk and saw this young Latino young lady, and she had deep tears in her eyes, and she was on her cell phone, and we were passing, and she was the most beautiful crying young lady I'd ever seen in my whole life. And just seeing her, the tears in her eyes, I wanted to start crying. I mean, I felt super emotional for her pain that she was wearing with absolute dignity and grace and beauty. And I was just like overwhelmed with that moment of how lovely she was crying. It must have been a very tough, whatever I had, it was none of my business. But just, look her in the eyes and see the tears. It was like, whoa. I got to see and share in a moment of her pain, and she wore it with the most grace. So I was just overwhelmed with that beauty. That's beauty, That's one of the reasons why we love movies so much, and actors and actresses, is if they can make us cry, make us feel a moment, a real moment. What is a real moment? Well, a real moment includes a lot of feeling and passion. Of course, we remember the dull moments, but would you rather have all the dull moments? I mean, that's usually not the go-to for most people. It was the exciting moment, because the exciting moments don't always happen very often. The dull moments can kind of feel like it's slow torture sometimes. It's tough to feel like you're being tortured in an emotional prison. I've heard that said many times, and it's true. And it's, why do we feel that way? Because we are our own best friend or our own worst nightmare. And we put ourselves, I put myself through the wringer washing machine. Not literally. But that did happen to my sister Teresa and I was 4 years old. She got her arm stuck in the wringer washing machine, her right arm, all the way up to the shoulder. And then when the fire department finally came, because my sister and I, we were too little. We were at Granny's house, and we didn't know how to unplug it. So, it took Granny a few, maybe 30 seconds to get in from wherever she was and to come and unplug it. And they called the fire department, and they got there really fast. And then they had to, rewind. They couldn't just take it apart and take the arm out. They had to rewind it. So all the bones got crushed. She almost lost her arm. It was extremely traumatic hearing our big sister scream bloody. It was like bloody. It was like a bloody nightmare. Just getting her arm and everything crunching and in the wringer washing machine. So, man, that was scary. And all I could do was scream and cry at the time. We feel each other's pain. We are affected by each other's sadness, sorrow, happiness. But it's up to us, to overcome it, to get over, to get through it. And we can do it with the help, but we have to be open to it. And it's really tough. And that's what I'm talking about. How tough life is. How tough it is. And how proud I am that of myself and other people for toughing it out. And of course I don't blame the people that committed suicide. Don't blame them, for not being able to handle the pain. It's super, super freaking painful here. And I don't want anyone to kill themselves ever again. But I understand. And there's always an exception to anybody talking about, hey, I would never do that. Well, we don't know that. We might swallow a pill instead of face a firing squad. If we had that choice, that would be considered suicide. So what do you think? I've always said that if I'm on a cliff out on a hike and someone comes at me with a sword, and I would probably take the cliff. I think that would be a better way to go than taking the sword. So I don't know how other people feel, but I hope that other people, would prefer to live. And living isn't easy. Living is difficult. And being who you want to be and being, happy. Hey, I look in the mirror, I'm happy with who I am. Yeah, who am I? I don't have to explain it to you. I only have to look at my eyes and know who I am and love myself. And that's really tough when you're going through sorrow. But sorrow doesn't last forever. Yeah, it can make you feel real bad. My brother Don and I, we were just talking about how bad it can make you feel. Just feeling that you're not happy to be here anymore. Who wants to be happy to be here? I do. I want to be happy to be here, to be alive. And that's a hard feeling. It's a really hard feeling to get a hold of if you're you're stuck in some misery, and life can become a misery, and I don't even like talking about misery because it's so miserable. They say to fake it till you make it. Well, what it really is is fake the happiness until the misery is over inside of you, so that you can talk about it from a good place, a good healthy place. But you see, that's where it is. It's like there's a trick to having misery if you want to come off coming out in the most gracious way you can. I don't know what other word to use, because suffering could feel, there's all types of pain and emotional, crap. And we have to remember that the crap of life, all the shitty situations, pardon my French, all the horrible things, we still have to be who we are. We have to walk down this road when someone dies, and try not to be mean to anyone else, because all the philosophers out there, maybe not all of them, but some of them, there's the philosophy that says that. So it's not the philosopher. I don't know who said it. But basically, if we are one and you're just lashing out at everyone else, you're really only lashing out at yourself. And the thing is, it doesn't always come back right away. It usually makes a turn. And, what goes around comes around. And I've always believed that that was true. And so I've tried to live my life as if everyone else was a part of me in some way, to relate, of course. And it's really hard to relate, but, humanity, boom, that's how we're all related right there. We are human, the species. Another one, we are alive. We're breathing. Does everything breathe? Maybe not air, but, but beyond that, because I do love nature and of course, well, I don't need to get into everything that I believe in for the whole world. And so that kind of I don't know what I believe in doesn't really matter, I guess, in the long run. Because in the long run, the way, since we're all related, we are the earth, sun, moon, and stars. We are a part of everything. So it's not just humans, just all parts of life. And of course, we all started from the sun in some way, because without the sun, we wouldn't have air, we wouldn't have a planet. I mean, we wouldn't, we could not exist without the sun. And so, anyways, it's it's a pretty great morning, and I hope everybody's doing good. I'm going to take a break for a second. Anyways, if you're sitting and suffering, here's some coffee for you. I wish I could have coffee with you, I know it's tough, and I want you to get through it. And I know I respect your suffering. I respect it, is what I want to say. Maybe that's, man, see how choked up I get over talking about just anything to do with heartbreak. I mean, it feels like it doesn't want to come out. I'd much rather talk about all the fun things in life. And I'm going to change the subject and start talking about some fun things. So I talked with my son Jake, and we are going to go, or he's going to get me a plane ticket to go and visit him in Los Angeles, wherever he lives there, in a cool condo with his buddy Henry and his friend. I think he said her name is Emily, so that'll be fun. That is going to be super fun. I always have fun with my kids. They are exciting, intelligent, sensitive, kind, wonderful, bright. And, they always have somewhere to go and something to do. And it's like, whoa, that's really cool. Let's go dancing, Mom. Okay, let's go. We go to this really cool, we went to this cool club called the Terragram Room, and it was so cool. They had cool dancing, and I think it's called techno, but I'm not sure. But it was fun, and I knew most of the songs, like Dance Monkey. Well, I don't know the names of the songs, but they come on my Pandora, so I was like, hey, I know how to dance to this song, because I danced to this song at home. So I'm excited. And we also went to Las Vegas to this place called Aria, Aria, Beach Club and Resort, I believe it's called. And that was really fun. Yeah. So I'm not sure what else to say. So yeah, go right back to the heaviness. There's a heaviness, and especially when the sun is not out. Look at that. There's clouds. It's kind of cloudy. The sun is supposed to come back, and it will, and we'll get some good weather. And I know times are changing. It is not as heavy. My sorrow is not as quite as heavy as it was, 5 years ago, and then 2 years ago, and then 1 year ago. It was real heavy then, so it's definitely getting lighter and easier. And I wouldn't even be trying to talk about it if you wouldn't hear from me at all regarding the matter. So definitely I feel that with my exercise routine and my super healthy eating and overall positive attitude, knowing and trusting that everything's going to be okay. I put my faith in God, and knowing that God will provide for me always. And I've been protected, and throughout my life, and I couldn't be happier or more thankful for where I'm at now. I mean, man, I live at my sister and her husband's house right now, and it's super beautiful. And I mean, and the sun is trying to come out. Look at that beautiful sun. My gosh. And I'm getting super tan and fit. So yeah, so I have so much to be happy about and thankful for, and it's getting lighter and easier, and I hope everybody's doing good. And hey, Ernie in Alaska. And, I hope everybody's doing good. My friends out there would like to just say that I love you. I hope everybody forgives me for, hiding under a rock for several years. Or that's kind of, that was kind of what it felt like, hiding under a rock after a bunch of people killed themselves in my family. And it was really painful. So, it just changes people. And is it better or worse? I don't know, but I always try to get better no matter what the situation is. Does it always work? No, but I keep working on it, and that's what matters. They say no matter how many times you fall down, just continue to get back up. And what is it I have to get back up on? What it is I want. And I want happiness. Woo, for happiness, yeah. I hope you do too. Anyways, I hope everybody has a great day. Love ya. Bye.